If you are a migrant trying to get your finances together, this video is for you. I didn't grow up in the UK financial system. I was more focused on surviving. When I say surviving, on just the daily grind and getting by. I made so many money mistakes. Looking back, I wish I hadn't done so. I also wish someone had taught me what I knew today. Because I look back and I ask myself, if I had saved that much money, what would I have in my coffers today? If I had invested many years ago, what would I have today? As the saying goes, the second best time to start is now. So we are here today. I am not saying this out of shame, but I'm hoping that someone can learn from the mistakes that some of us made and make your life so much easier than what we had or what I had. Here are a list of money mistakes that I made as a migrant very early on. Number one is not understanding the different types of account. When I say account, obviously, I know we had the personal account or the checking account where your salary gets paid into and then bills taken out from. And then I also know that you had savings account. However, with the savings account, I didn't even know that we had high yield savings account. I didn't know there were accounts where they could pay you as high as 3%, 4%, 5% AER. All I knew was just the usual high street bank where they just pay you little pennies here and there. If you're quite lucky, you get 1%. That's all I knew about. I didn't know anything about emergency funds. I didn't know about long-term savings, none of that. Number two, not taking advantage of ISAs. I heard of ISAs, there were letters from the banks just encouraging you to open an ISA, but I just didn't understand the ISA. Did I take time to get to know more about it? Absolutely not. I didn't know much about cash ISA, lifetime ISA, or stocks and shares. And with the lifetime ISA, it actually had age cutoff point, which was 39. And this is me showing you my age. So yeah, I didn't even, with the lifetime ISA, I know that you could put money into it, and then the government will also match fund it. Maybe not match fund, but also put some money towards it, and that could go towards buying a property, your very first property. I didn't take advantage of this. Right. Number three is credit card. When I opened my account, the bank also gave me a credit card, which I don't even remember applying for it. But yeah, it came with the account. And I remember the bank calling me. Oh, we noticed that you've not been using your credit card. Is everything okay? Here and there. Anyway, I think they did that a number of times. And after a while, I was like, you know what? Let me use this credit card to help boost my credit score. All right. Everything was okay. I was using the credit card responsibly, and then you know what, after a while, life was lifing. The bank increased my credit limit, then they increased it a third time, and at that time, life was not going according to plan, so I was leaning very heavily on the credit card, which was a big mistake, and maybe it was unavoidable. Where I found myself, the situation where I found myself. Number 4 is buying irrelevant stuff. You could say living above my means. You could say that as well, because I was the queen of shoes. I love shoes, and even when they did not fit, as far as I loved them, they looked nice. And sometimes when I say did not fit, yeah, it fit, but it just wasn't very comfortable. I just went for it. I just bought them. And I remember when I was moving homes and a friend was helping me move, and he was like, what are you doing with all these shoes? You've got so much shoes. And these shoes were my pride and joy. Very stupidly, they were my pride and joy. If I had saved that money that I used to buy these shoes, if I invested that money, where would I have been today? That would have been a different story. Number 5 is burying my head under the sun. And I'm going to give you a little backstory. I signed up for an online course, which I thought was a very good idea at the time. But I think after a few weeks into it, I was like, this just doesn't make sense. It's just not what I actually thought it was. And guess what? They said, I'm sorry, you signed up for it. The cooling period is over. There is nothing we can do about it. You have to carry on. But the painful part of this course is the fact that I had taken a loan, and let's just say I did not read. Either I did not listen properly, or I just did not read the terms and conditions. I had taken up a loan from them to do this course, from the same people. So it wasn't even the fact that they were giving you the choice of paying for the course. When you sign up for the course, automatically you're taking up a loan to take that course. So whether you like the course or not, you're kind of stuck with it. Even advice bureau were like, this is a very stupid thing, but unfortunately they've done it in a legit way, so there's nothing anyone can do. And that money was about 2,500, and it was a lot of money to me at that time because I was struggling already, and I was thinking this would actually help me. But it's just the way the structure of the course was just absolutely nonsense. It was absolutely nonsense. So it was very depressing. I was very depressed, coupling with the fact that life was not life in credit card. I was like leaning very heavily into my credit card. It was not a very, very, very pleasant time. I mean, when you think about it, 2005 maybe today might not be, it might be a lot of money, but not a lot of money. But back in those days, for me, it was a lot of thousands. Like when I say thousands, I can even exaggerate and say a million. But yeah, that's how I felt at that time. Point number 6 is believing that investment is only for the rich. I just had this idea, or we just had this notion that to invest you needed loads and thousands of money. I did not even know that you could even invest with as little as £50, £100. Maybe back then it probably wasn't as easy, but I'm definitely sure it still probably didn't cost, you know, like thousands of money to actually start investing. So that was a pit from, is it from a lie from the pit of hell? Yes, it was. Number 7 is sending money back home based on stop stories. You know, when people call you and they're giving you all these stories, even though you're struggling, you just feel like, oh, you know, what can I do to help? But then you go back and you see some of the pictures on Facebook, you see some of the parties you're attending, and you're like, I'm not even having that much fun. I'm not even wearing this much clothes that you are wearing, these stylish clothes. And, you know, you just kind of felt some way. Number 8 is just pinching me, just a very, very painful one, because this was ignoring my pension. When I came to this country, I did not intend to stay that very long, but yeah, life happened and here I am today. I did not pay attention to my pension because, you know, life was life, and like I said, I didn't think I was going to stay that long. I don't even remember what I was thinking. But I just kept saying, yes, I'll get onto my pension, I'll get onto my pension, but some way, somehow, it just ran with it. And yeah, I didn't take much notice of it until much, much later. Number 9 is educating myself financially. I wish I had educated myself financially early on, you know, in my life, but I didn't, because that would have saved me a whole lot of headaches. It would have saved me a bunch of mistakes that I made. I don't know at what point in my journey when I started reading, I think I came across a book, and maybe that was what spiraled my financial journey, like financial learning journey. And the book was Love Is Not Enough, Smart Women's Guide to Money. And there was this Money Magic by, is it Paul Lewis, I believe. And then there was also Nice Girls Don't Get the Rich Office. So just little nuggets that I read from there. It led me about snowball method, paying your debt through the snowball method, and also being able to negotiate with your creditors as well. It's just very, very simple things, you know, where I didn't need to bury my head in the sun. I didn't need to let things even get that bad, but I did, just out of ignorance. So why am I telling you this today? Why am I doing this today? I am sharing my story so it can be a blessing to someone, that they will not have to go down the path that I have. Beg your pardon. Someone may have already made this mistake or might feel like it's too late, but I just want to tell you that it's not too late. There is still hope. This is what my channel is about, to give you hope, to tell you that if I can do it, if I have walked through this path and I'm still walking through it, then you can do it as well. So it is to inspire you, and also, like I said, to help someone not go down the path that I have been. So please stick around a little bit more. Thank you very much for staying with me for this long. I will be releasing more videos. I'll be releasing more videos. Thank you.